The Pittsburgh Steelers have themselves a quarterback. I think we knew that. I think we all had some idea that would happen. But now everybody is admitting it. And it just feels like the future is here. What's going on, everybody? I'm Noah Strackbine. Thank you for jumping on to Steelers to Go, your daily to-go cup of Pittsburgh Steelers news and analysis. Find us on youtube.com/all Steelers talk or anywhere you get your podcasts. And today, well, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have themselves a quarterback. His name is Kenny Pickett. We've known that for a while. We've watched him develop into the Steelers' next guy, and it kind of feels like at this point there's no denying that he is it. He is the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's got to feel good if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan to know this guy is your leader for the next however many years. It's got to feel good for Kevin Colbert sitting at home saying, I did that one. And for Mike Tomlin to say, I told you so, because a lot of people doubted the pick. A lot of people doubted the strategy going into the NFL draft. And a lot of people doubted the decision to make it Kenny Pickett, because even if they were going quarterback in the first round, a lot of people had a lot of other ideas on who they should draft. Not a lot of people had Kenny Pickett on their list. But here we are, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have themselves a quarterback, and even Ben Roethlisberger agrees with the situation. In his latest podcast, he said, I severely, in my opinion, underestimated Kenny. I think he throws the ball better than I thought. He runs way better than I expected, and thought his decision-making was really, really good. His leadership, his toughness, he has just enough of an edge to him, it looks like. So I apologize. Not that I made this vocal to anybody else, but in my own head. Kenny, keep doing what you're doing, because you are leading this team and becoming the guy that everyone was hoping you would be. I think the sky is the limit for him, really. The crazy part is that the sky is the limit for Kenny Pickett, and it's becoming more real by the week. Because a couple of weeks ago, when this team started clicking, a couple of weeks ago when the wins were coming and the second half was here and the offensive line was playing well, the defense has stepped up, Najee Harris has started running the ball well, you start thinking, okay, Kenny could win some games. This offense is good. The Steelers might have a little bit of something going on here. You got to feel good about it. We are now 1 week away from the playoffs, and the Steelers still have a lot of work to do to find themselves in the postseason, and that's step one, obviously. But if they somehow find their way in, isn't there some weird thought, some weird feeling that the Steelers don't have a rookie quarterback? Because that's the stigma. It's always been the stigma. That's my stigma. I make that very known all the time. Rookie quarterbacks do not win Super Bowls. They never have. I don't know if they ever will. But there's something about Kenny Pickett that doesn't feel like a rookie. I sat there and talked to him yesterday, and we all sat around in the media desk as we presented him the PFWA Rookie of the Year award for the Steelers, and he got up there and he starts talking. And as he's talking, I'm thinking, this doesn't feel like a rookie. It doesn't feel like Kenny Pickett deserves to win Rookie of the Year, because it kind of feels like he's been around for a while. It feels like he has the attitude and the play and the demeanor of a veteran, and maybe that's the fact that he's already 24 years old, but I don't know. There's something about him. I've known rookies. I've known lots of rookies. Kenny Pickett does not act like a rookie. He doesn't feel like a rookie, and that's the biggest part. Is it's all about the feel. I think that's what goes into why they don't win Super Bowls, is because you get a special talent that walks in here like Ben Roethlisberger as a rookie, leads his team to a 15-1 season, and just looks like the most dominant thing in sports. It's rare that you get a guy that isn't as dominant as Ben Roethlisberger, who could come in here and say, okay, yeah, look I might not be the most physically athletic guy. I might not have the best arm. I might need to make adjustments in my NFL career. And, I have to progress. I came in here as a little bit of a project when it came to my physical ability. But that's not going to stop me, because I have all the intangibles and some, and I'm going to make sure that those stand brighter than any physical limitations that I have right now. It is very rare to see that come into fruition. You hear that all the time. You hear that about guys constantly. Yeah, well, he's got the intangibles. He's a winner. Okay, cool. But a lot of them might be winners, but they don't have the ability to go win. Kenny Pickett, he's got the ability to go win. And we've seen that. And if put in a tough situation, it's almost as if maybe he could win again and again and again and again. Because you get this guy in a 2-minute drive and it just feels like it's automatic, which is crazy because Ben Roethlisberger was automatic. And the Steelers, as I've highlighted plenty of times before, spent all summer training Kenny Pickett to be automatic in those situations, to be the guy that if 2-minute drill happened, he could get in the end zone, to be the guy that if you needed a big play in the red zone, he was going to come through. In those tight situations, those dire situations where your back is against the wall and the Pittsburgh Steelers need something to happen, Mike Tomlin took the time all summer long to make sure that Kenny Pickett was trained in those areas. Why? Because he came in here with one intangible that was bigger than anybody else in the draft: his ability to win. He is a winner. That is why the Steelers drafted him in the first round. They've made that very clear, that it was this guy's intangibles. It was this guy's winning edge that gave him the lift over whoever else they were considering in the first round. That is why Kenny Pickett was the first quarterback drafted, and that's why he was so comfortable for the Steelers at the 24th pick. And it's gotten to a point where we sit right here. We are a few days removed from Cleveland showing up at Acrisure Stadium and one final go for the Steelers regular season and their very slim but very real playoff hopes. And if they pull off the impossible, you just get the sense that it's not over. That Kenny Pickett has this mantra about him that he could go to Kansas City and win, that he could go to Buffalo and win, even if he couldn't win last time. And that is a totally different Buffalo team. That is a totally different Steelers team. And it is a totally different Kenny Pickett. You have to feel that if they face Cincinnati for a third time, I think the Steelers get the best of them. Why? Because of their quarterback and everything else. You know, it would probably and most likely come down to the same thing that it's come down to the last 2 weeks. And I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down this week as well, to a last-minute drive where Kenny Pickett's got to pull some magic out, and he does so. But that's okay, because the Steelers looked at this season and said, that's how we will win these games. A quarterback doesn't turn the ball over. He gives us an opportunity to win it. Najee Harris puts the offense on his back and carries them, and he's done so. And the defense keep games close so that the offense has an opportunity to win it late. That's how the Steelers operate. That's how they wanted to operate all season long. And if it happens again and again and again and again, well, there's nothing to say that it's not possible that they just keep winning again and again and again and again. Why? Because of their quarterback. When Big Ben admits that you got something special, you know it's real, because he gave Mitch Trubisky a lot of praise. But he just kept giving him praise and kept trying to advert the attention away from how bad Mitch is or how much the fans dislike him or the coach's decisions to pull him, whatever. But with Kenny Pickett, it was, look, I get that this guy's got a lot going on, and quote unquote, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. And Ben knows it. I think Mike Tomlin has known it for a long time. I think the team is starting to realize it. You know, I talked to Pat Freiermuth after the Baltimore game, and he said, that's just who Kenny is, man. Like, we practiced that so much in the summer, and you just felt it every time that he was going to be able to do that in those situations. Well, if everybody feels it, if Kenny Pickett knows it, maybe it's time to start believing it and start to really, really believe it, that we went 18 years watching a guy be the best 2-minute drill in the NFL. And somehow the Steelers just grabbed the next one and said, we're going to make sure that you are the best as well. Because it worked for 18 years. Who says it won't work for 18 more? Because they got a winner in Kenny Pickett. And in those winning situations, the Steelers know how important they are and know what it's like to have a Hall of Fame quarterback who could pull it off no matter what the situation is. And let's hope that this next guy does it too. And it sure seems like right now he could.